Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. The ugly side of the NFL,
Mm, let's talk about it.
unfortunately. Yeah, man. Another one bites the dust, unfortunately. Another coach loses his job. And, I've heard people talk about it a little bit. And, the kind of the narrative I'm hearing is now that why do offensive coaches get the, they get the string, or they're able to stick out a couple more years than defensive coaches. No, bro. It's why do black coaches? That's the narrative. And I know we don't want to talk about it too much anymore because of desensitized and being sensitive and stuff like that. But I'm calling a spade, bro. There's only two black coaches right now out of 32 teams in the NFL. And one of them has been there for damn near 20 years, and Mike
Yep,
Tomlin.
and Mike Tomlin.
Right? Like one of them's Mike Tomlin. One of them's a 1 year with Raheem Morris, who just got hired in Atlanta. I'm sure I don't think they're going to fire him. I think they like him. I think he was a surprise hire. Now that tells me that the owner, was it Arthur Monk? I think it is.
Mhm.
Um, likes Raheem Morris and what he brings to the table and how he leads men. But these two in front of you had no shot of with the rosters that they put together. You need a quarterback. Period. Now, did other people lose their jobs today? Lose their jobs in the NFL. Yes, they did. Dougie P got fired, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that was it. I don't think there was any other white coach. Oh no, Mike Everflus is it Matt Everflus from Chicago got fired
Yeah, he got
earlier in the
fired
year.
early in the year. Yep.
Yeah, early in the year, because there's 6 head coaching jobs: New England, Vegas. The Raiders, Chicago, Jacksonville. Who am I less missing? Who are the other two?
Um,
Who am I missing? Who are the other two coaches openings for the Titans?
no, not the Titans.
Yeah, they just that was Callahan. They just hired him.
The Jets opened up, right?
Yeah. Well, did
Jets
they
are
let
open.
him
I
go?
think the Jets is open.
Yeah, the Jets is open because it was interim.
Hmm.
But I mean, Salah was a I guess you could call that a black hire as well. Um, the Jets, and trying to think who else.
I'm looking
Uh,
at right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's that sixth one.
All right, so far here we go.
Chicago,
We got
Jacksonville,
Antonio Pierce.
Raiders, New England, the Saints. Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen got fired.
Yep, Jaguars, Patriots,
It was the Saints.
Jets, and the Saints. Yep,
Yeah, it was the
yep.
Saints. So, but I mean, the disparity is just crazy. Like it just is, because I don't count Mike Tomlin, who is an all-time great. He is one of one. He's the only head coach, the only coach in NFL history who's never had a losing season. Like this, that like that's an insane stat. That's an insane number to even think about having to be a coach.
And that's how great you got to be
That's
black.
like yeah, that's the greatness you have to be to keep your job.
Yep.
Don't never lose ever. Like what?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right, especially in the NFL. I know you got the Rooney Rule. There's what some of these guys, these openings are having like 14, 15 interviews. We already know pretty much these guys are circling on who they want and just adding a bunch of other people to the docket so they can kind of pass protocol. But come on, right? 1 year
Yeah, it's
coach is
silly.
fired after 1 year. I mean, and I think that's as far as coaches too, especially black coaches. They got to be a little. You got to be a little more strategic in the place that you're gonna go. And I thought Antonio Pierce,
I
mind you,
thought
he was
Pierce
on
should
the
have kept the job,
staff.
but Mayo, if you tell me the head coach wants an old Vrabel, if he wants Mike Vrabel because he played for him, he was a big part of New England culture, I get it. Like if I'm the owner and if I say that my guy is out in the market, you got to go. I want my guy. I
Yeah,
want the guy that I want.
well, Vrabel been available all year. What'd you hire him for? He was available last year.
Yeah, but I think that I think we said this in the chat. This is the rumor. I don't know how true it is, but the rumor is that Bill Belichick handpicked his successor in Mayo.
And this is why I said from the door, black coaches, I know it's hard to get this position, but as hard as it is, you have to be as strategic as possible when you accept a job. And that's what it comes down to. Because now when is Jared Mayo going to get another head coaching job?
Oh, he's not.
When is Pierce going to get another head coaching job?
He ain't either.
Yet we're looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going to take time. I think they got to take a step back, but nothing they did wrong as a head coach.
I mean, they're not even
The
going to get
Raiders
DC,
is
they're not even
playing.
going to get DC jobs. They're going to get linebacker jobs.
It's crazy.
It's
The Raiders,
crazy.
the Raiders was playing. They were doing their best to play. They had no quarterback,
Yeah.
right? The locker room, I felt like the players liked Pierce. They were rallying around him. They said nothing but positive things about him as a head coach. Jared Mayo did have some hiccups. Conferences, he was
They
saying
had
some of
the
the
worst
wrong
roster in the
things.
league, bro. He had
I
no
get it,
shot.
but he also didn't save himself with some of the comments he said to some of the media. So I think there were some things that he could have worked on.
Neither did Pierce. Pierce caught his team soft.
True, and so did Jared Mayo. But I also think that, you know, like you said, you can build. You give a guy like that some time, at least 3 years. Get an old lineman, get some draft opportunity. Drake May played half the season, right? Because you didn't want to put it like you're doing everything as far as what you think that you want the organization to be done. Like let Drake Mayo wait out a little bit, put him in later on when you see where the season's going. But at this point, it's just like, man, what a slap in the face. But hey,
It's tough because the problem is they gotta have to start all the way back at square one, and they have to be extremely good. Like, because you're not a linebacker coach and get a head coaching job. You know, Pierce got it because of the interim coaching, and then Mayo got it because, like I said, the rumor is that Belichick named him as his successor. But like you said, now they're going to be out of coaching, and it's just like they're not going to get that next shot again. It'll be far in between before them getting a next shot. And you know what? And honestly, I could kind of say that about Doug Peterson. I don't know who's going to hire Doug Peterson to be their head coach. You know what I mean? Because it's always been a rumor that he was never really a good head coach. So it'll be really interesting how this kind of all plays out. My eyes are on Aaron Glenn. I don't know.
but let's look at it, right? So
Yeah.
Tennessee has a 3-14 record. I know they just hired their coach.
Yeah.
White guy. Didn't even think about firing him, did they?
No.
Not even think about him.
I think New York is the biggest one.
New York,
Yeah,
3-14. Dabo, right? Like, come on. Obviously, Cleveland.
Was it Stefanski?
Yeah,
Good head
Stefanski.
coach. Yeah, he's a good head coach.
I think so.
I think he's a good head coach. What happened in Cleveland is, what happened in New Orleans is not. Not New Orleans. What happened in New England is not Mayo's fault. What happened in Raiders, is not Pierce's fault. But I could say that about Stefanski. What happened in Cleveland is not his fault. Like
Mike McCarthy still got a job.
Yeah.
Like the team is in the locker room saying, "Hey, I wish him the best. He was always good to me." Like they're already talking about him in past tense. He's like, "No, he's gonna still be here." Like, come on, man. But hey.
Let me ask you this: if they fired Pierce trying to put the Dion package together, you still mad at the fire? Your pause tells me that it's not
because I don't think he had the opportunity, but I think it kind of I still feel the same way. Mm-hmm. But if they're going to go all in on Deion Sanders and Shador, if that's a possibility, like I don't want to see them hire nobody before that opportunity shows his way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I agree.